Hello, I'm Ali,
I'm Deb.
and welcome to another episode of Connected Conversations. Hi, welcome back. I'm Ali. I got Deb here, and I am so excited for today's podcast conversation that we're having. It's all about body image, loving your body. We're in February. I don't want to just talk about our relationships. I want to talk about probably the biggest relationship you're going to have in your life is your own body. I know for myself, I've struggled with loving and appreciating my body, finding myself beautiful. That has been a huge, huge journey that I've worked with different coaches with, as well as energy healers. So I'm so excited that we're tackling this conversation and hoping that our insights of things that have supported us to really love and appreciate our bodies will support you to do the same. So Deb, I know you do a lot of work with your RTT sessions of loving
Mhm.
your body. So I want to hear from you first and your perspectives of what does loving your body and really just honoring honoring this beautiful, beautiful human existence.
This beautiful vessel that we have. Like you, I've been challenged with body image and the comparison game. There are so many beautiful people out there. So, whether I thought they were more pretty than me or thinner than me or stronger than me. I think every one of us at some point has definitely been challenged with body image. I think it's not just one or two people. I think everyone has at one time or another been challenged with body image. And as I work with Marissa Peer and going through the Dietless Life program with her and being able to facilitate it, I think one thing that has really stuck out is the phrase, if you in order to have a body you love, you have to love the body that you have. And that's, not just saying when you look in the mirror, oh, I love myself. It's really, are you making decisions that honor your body? Am I nourishing myself the way I should? Am I moving the body the way my body wants to? And similarly, am I resting when my body is telling me that I need to? Because I think our bodies often, pain is an indicator that there's something wrong, but we often dis dismiss those little signs that our bodies are trying to tell us something. So really honing in and listening to, what does your body need today? Does it need to rest? Does it need to move? Is it asking for delicious food? Because I'm pretty sure our bodies really aren't craving, you think they're craving junk food, they're not craving junk food.
My body is not craving the pounds of chocolate that I no longer eat. So I hear that like it's making a decision now that your future self will thank you for. Because yeah, you get that immediate response for myself for chocolate. However, that crash that happens in the afternoon, like that isn't serving. And there's so many other delightful treats. And the things like I don't feel like I've actually been on a true blown, I'm going to go on a diet and only eat this or not eat that. So I've been very rigorous with my perspective in that side. However, there's some things that I know that my body just doesn't love as much, and I'll still ingest them. So I love what you're saying when it comes to like, it's not just, yeah, like loving the physical body. I feel like that's important. However, it's still like doing the things that nourish your soul. So when I support people with getting into flow, it's very important that you are doing things that you love. And I'm not going to describe some workout gear because it's like CrossFit's this or Orange Theory or maybe yoga, like whatever it is. It's like listen to yourself. What do you love to do? Because what I love to do and what lights me up may not be what you love to do. And when you're doing things that you love, you're more apt to create those great habits to be more sustainable and enjoy what you're doing. So I love that Marissa appears in your program that you're doing because it's so true. It's not just appreciation of the body. It's how do you honor what your body really needs. And when I've worked with energy clearers or healers, I really am like when you're saying like listen to your body because that headache it may not be what you think it is.
100%. It usually isn't, actually. It usually isn't. I'm a big believer in the Louise Hay, the emotional connections to physical ailments. And any time that I've had any sort of pain or anything, I go look at it and I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense, right? I also think anytime that we really, if somebody's trying to shed some pounds, anytime that you restrict yourself from something, you're really telling your mind that you want more of it. So instead of like, I can't have that, I can't have that piece of cake, I can't have that donut. It's more of I'm choosing to honor my body and I'm choosing to make a different decision. I'm choosing to be indifferent to donuts and sugar. Sugar is as addictive as cocaine, and that's why it's so difficult for people to steer away from it. So can you find something that's healthy instead? I'm a big chip lover, and now that I'm learning of what is actually in some of these foods that we are actually ingesting, it's disgusting, and that's just another segment on itself. Um, but where was I going with this thought? Where was I going with this? Sugar's
Like what I'm
more
hearing is
addictive.
like the language is really important.
The
Like your
language
language
is
is
super important. So anytime, yeah, if I'm indifferent to sugar, that's different than I can't have sugar. I won't have sugar. It's so important because your mind believes what you tell it, and your mind responds to the pictures and the words that you are telling it. So
Mhm.
I can't have cake, but I love it is, they're contradictory statements in one, but all your mind is hearing, I love cake. Right. So it is
And
really, the language is so, so important when you're making decisions around whether it's food, exercise. I hate going to the gym, but I have to go. Well, that's not going to be sustainable. It's like I'm choosing to go because I honor my body. So the language is really important. So what are you telling yourself when you're looking at your body in the mirror? Also super
and
important.
like looking at those goals that you want to create. And it's great to make the goals. However, it's like I'm gonna go sugary. It's like your body here's sugar, sugar, sugar. So I'm gonna eat healthy, nourishing foods and make it attainable. Make it a little bit risky for yourself. So those two kind of contradict themselves, though. It's like you got to push yourself a little bit, however, not so much that it's like this overwhelming goal. And if it's too lame, like you're gonna get bored with things. So it's spice it up and use the language that you want to that you really that will move you forward. The biggest thing I hear from all is probably like I want to lose weight. And I don't know about anyone else. Like when you've lost a cell phone, maybe lost your keys, the best thing that you want to do is find it. So when people are like, I want to lose weight, it's like, well, then you might find it coming back later. So it's like you want
Absolutely.
to release it. Like, and what's holding on to the weight? And when you're saying like the words that you say in the mirror, what are you projecting outwards? Because our thoughts, there's like, let's say 60, 70,000 thoughts running throughout the day. However, take that intentional moment in the morning to take a look at yourself and say what you want to hear. Like, I love my body. I honor my body. I'm beautiful. And for myself, it wasn't really believable at one point. And the more that I loved and appreciated every single part of my body, that's when I started to notice a huge shift and change. And it
Mm-hmm.
got so eerie to a point where I was for very specific things each day. Like I love the shape of my hip bones and how I can move my body during yoga. And I was like dating a guy, he's like, I just love your hip bones. They're gorgeous. And I was like, well, that's
What?
strange. So things that I was saying, or if it was like, I love the smile and the way that my the with the shape of my teeth and I can chew my food and just go out and then I'd walk out and I have moments about how beautiful my smile was.
I love
So
it.
there is power in this energy that is going on. And again, that's from my firsthand experience. So it's not just like a blanket overall. It's like start appreciating every single part of you because not only is it like your body, it's part of your being, though it's doing something for you. It's it's here to support you to thrive in life.
I think that's a great challenge for people too, to maybe get out their journals and start writing down the things that you love about your body and yourself. Whether it's that freckle, whether it's the dimple, like get really creative here and really start honoring your body and what you love about it. And if it feels uncomfortable, that's okay because we are always geared to what is familiar. So even when it comes to food or our exercise, we are geared to go with what's familiar. So in order to create new habits, you have to kind of honor what's unfamiliar. And it's a process, and it's learned by repetition. So it's learned by repeating these messages that you're telling yourself about what you love about your body. And so I think we have some affirmations that we are going to put in show notes today, that you can use. And, for those who find it really uncomfortable and haven't really done this practice before, about really doing affirmations or really looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you. And sometimes that's difficult. And I've been there. You can also say, I'm learning to love you. And, I'm learning to love, my hips. I'm learning to love, my smile, whatever that is for you. Just lean into it, lean into loving your body a little bit more.
Lean in. Just
Lean
lean
in.
in. Lean in. Let the love rain on you. Thanks so much for the tips. Yeah, the affirmations, Louise Hayes, like watch the language that you're using when you're creating those goals. And I would say like do fun stuff. Like if you want to get active and you know that you don't love stretching and yoga is not your thing, then chances are maybe yoga is not the goal you want to attain. If you want to get maybe like moving and working out with people is really important, you want to be outside, maybe join a running club. So listen to where you want to go will bring you joy, because I guarantee you that passion, the curiosity, that excitement will push through more dopamine, get you into flow a lot faster than pushing through maybe what you think you should do, because that's the new fad or the new diet. Like just push that outside, because if you start maybe taking a moment in meditation and asking yourself, you'll have your own answer of what works for you.
I love that. Well, thank you for joining us today for another episode of Connected Conversations. We will be live Monday morning to start your week, and back here next Thursday. And be sure to check out our show notes.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please share with your friends and rate and recommend on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. There will be links to more great resources in the description.